Hi everyone, and good morning from the Celebrity Reflection cruise ship. I go by the legend, joined by my wonderful girlfriend Molly. In this video here, we're going to tell you all around the Celebrity Reflection, everything it has to offer, from the bars and the drinks to the restaurants and the food and all the activities as well. Starting off here on the pool deck, very nice pool deck on this ship.
Yeah, definitely.
Big pool, 4 hot tubs. They'll do a bunch of pool activities. They had a big deck party out here last night. There'll be music, there'll be games.
Yeah, they do Olympics, they do a cornhole, there's line dancing out here.
Yesterday was guest versus crew volleyball in the pool. And I really like the pool deck. I love how they have some like big daybed kind of things.
There's a lot of chairs too.
Yes.
And a lot that's underneath and in the shade, which is great for, you know, like me, I burn easily.
Yep, and there's a pool bar right ahead of there that's always busy. That is always, there's always people at that bar.
But that also has the longest bar hours.
Yeah, it does. And their liquor selection on the ship is really, really good. All right, let's go check out the rest of the ship. Above the pool area, you'll find the Mass Grill, which is a quick service included with the cost of your cruise food for hot dogs, hamburgers, and french fries.
And it's a good place for beer.
Yeah, they have
with no line. Instead of going to the pool bar downstairs. It's close to the pool, lots of beers.
Also worth noting that there is a bar up above the pool as well. On deck 15, towards the back of the ship, you'll get the lawn club area, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a big grass area that looks like the grass seems like it's seen some better days.
Yeah, definitely. They have blocked off half of it right now.
Yeah, for sort of maintenance.
Maintenance.
I do love the photo ops with the giant chairs. Big Jumbotron over here. Interesting, they haven't been using it to show movies, it's just been playing sports. Like, I would love if they had the basketball game on day. That would be fantastic to hang out on one of these beanbag chairs and watch the game.
It's been one of the only places to watch sports besides the casino bar.
Yes, and the Cellar Masters, interesting enough, the wine bar.
Yep.
Now, there are a couple of things you can rent up here, like these, I believe they're called alcoves. And I will take a look at this. These people are not here at the moment. And these you can rent. I'm not sure how much it costs, but probably quite a bit. And then also in this area is a pair of upcharge restaurants. You've got the Lawn Club Grill, which is going to be more, I think it's more steaks. And you eat here outside. And then over here is the Porch, and that is going to be an upcharge seafood restaurant. I believe that one's more quick service. As part of the Lawn Club, they do have a couple of games. One side has like a putting green, and one side has bocce ball. If you are a smoker, the port side or the left side of the ship is the smoking section up here in the Lawn Club. In the Lawn Club area, you'll also find the studio if you want to get some fancy pictures taken, and a ping pong table. Right now we're in the section of the ship I really enjoy. This is the Sunset Bar. It's on the top deck all the way in the back of the ship. And when you are at sea, you get some fantastic views from up here. This bar runs some of the longest hours on the ship. And also in the late afternoon, there'll be music out here as well. We're currently at one of my favorite spots on board the ship, and that's on deck 14. You have the Solarium area. Now, this is an indoor, climate-controlled pool and sunbathing area. It is adults only. I think in this shot there might have been a kid in there, but they do kick them out pretty quickly. And it's just perfect water temperature, perfect air temperature. There's waiter service around the pool area as well. So if you just want to hang out, relax, enjoy that water, enjoy your beverage, somebody's going to bring one over to you. Also, really nice loungers and hot tubs in that section as well. Now, the Solarium area is also home to what's known as the Spa Cafe, which is kind of like light bites and kind of a bit healthier food. I know Molly really loved the tomatoes and mozzarella there. For me, that's probably not my type of food while on a cruise ship, but I could see a lot of people enjoying this. There was a lot of options, especially if you are much of a healthy eater. This could be some place you could enjoy lunch. Also, you avoid the chaos of the buffet. For me, these breadsticks right here, those were good stuff. I like those. We are currently on deck 3 in what's known as the Grand Foyer, which is the ship's atrium, and it's a hub of activity on the ship. In the evenings, there's live music that plays out here. There's a DJ about later on.
We had a silent disco here.
Yeah.
Bands play.
Yeah, it's really nice. There's games in the afternoon, like we just played some mini golf over here. They set up a little mini golf course, and they're going to play tabletop shuffleboard in a few. And now, in the atrium area, in addition to the entertainment that's on offer, there are some nuts and bolts, like there is an ATM, as well as the guest relations desk. So if you happen to need guest relations, this is where it is. There is also going to be the shore excursions desk, and it's home to the Passport Bar, which has some of the longest hours of any bar on the cruise ship. I believe it opens around noon every day, earlier on embarkation day. You got a big fancy staircase as well. And I really like this too, like beneath the stairs there's like wacky glowing rocks.
Like gems and stuff?
Yeah. Also, one thing I really have enjoyed on this cruise ship, they have a lot of great chairs, and the atrium area is no exception. Also, one thing that's really nice, we booked a guaranteed interior stateroom, and we got one like 4 doors down from the passport bar, so that's a dangerous combination, like being 3 doors down from the bar with the longest hours on the ship. On decks 4 and 5 in the front of the ship, you'll find the big, giant show theater on board the Celebrity Reflection. During our 3-night cruise, there was a big show in there every single night. On night 1, it was a big performance show called Broken Strings. This featured sets and singers. It was really, really good, but it definitely, you could see when this show was made, it's all kind of like the greatest hits of music of 2015, 2016, 2017, which I think was around when this ship came out, so it kind of makes sense. Night 2 was a guest entertainer called Boy Band Evolution. They did everything from NSYNC and Backstreet Boys to Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. A good watch there. On the last night of our sailing was Broadway Cabaret, which is just kind of the singers come back, they sing a whole bunch of Broadway songs. What makes this interesting, they'll have aerialists come by and perform their stuff while the songs are going on, and that added a lot to the show. On deck 14 in the front of the ship, you'll find the Sky Observation Lounge. I think it's the biggest lounge on board the cruise ship.
Yes.
And they'll use this for a lot of different things. There'll be activities in the afternoons, trivias. In the evening, this does become the ship's nightclub.
Also karaoke.
Yep.
And then they had pub games in here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun last night.
Yeah, they brought in like shuffleboard and ring toss and things like that. And
Yeah,
darts.
giant Jenga. Mm-hmm. And the bar in here will open in the late afternoon. I think it opens around 3 or so. But it's a really, really cool place because you got these big, giant windows.
This is also where you pick up your daily puzzles. Every day there's a different puzzle.
And
here.
fancy coloring today.
Yeah.
But here's what really makes this lounge awesome is these giant windows. You're at the very front of the ship on some of the top decks, so you get some just fantastic views in here.
The bar's not open, but they do have a specially cocktail menu here.
Yes, it's like zodiac signs.
Mm-hmm. 6.
6 of them, yes.
6 of them.
On deck 4, right by the atrium, you'll find a standard on all these celebrity ships, and that is the Martini bar. They have about 20 different martinis on the menu, and they're good stuff.
Yes, I really like some of the dessert menu, like martinis.
Yeah, some of those dessert martinis are my favorite. This has kind of been our go-to. Every time after we've had dinner,
Yep.
we come over here to get some dessert drinks. And I love the bar top covered in ice. Mm-hmm. Very popular, though. This is a very, very popular bar.
And the bartenders are very, very skilled.
And they're friendly.
Yes.
Also, some fun chairs over here as well. Right off the main atrium on deck 5, you'll find Cafe El Bacio, which its main purpose, it is the coffee shop on board. But for me, I'm not really a coffee person, they have included with your cruise snacks. And they'll have different things for breakfast than they will later on, but they have really, really good cakes and a whole bunch of different types of cakes. It's fun because it does change up every day, so I always get excited to walk by Cafe El Bacio and see, oh, what is on offer today? Now, Molly and I, we're not really coffee people.
Yeah.
But Cafe El Bacio, they have cocktails as well. So I got a salted caramel martini. Molly got a coffee house old fashioned. And we are having some sandwiches here. She got the salami croissant. That looks fantastic. And this, I kind of enjoyed the beverage package a little too much yesterday. So my lunch today, well, it's this raspberry cheesecake.
Also on deck 5, they have gelato. This looks so great. They have chocolate, pistachio, strawberry, mango, raspberries. And if you are part of the Captain's Club, you do get a free scoop.
On deck 5 in the evenings, it is the World Class Bar, which is the craft cocktail bar on board. And these bartenders are really, really good. Molly's drinking something on the menu, the rosé water. A very pretty drink. I told the bartender, Mr. Jan, about my love of tiki bars, and for 2 nights in a row, he's made me an outstanding tiki bar beverage. And this is probably where you get the nicest drinks on board the ship. This thing right here, it takes an ice cube and turns it into like a big spherical ice thing for an old fashioned. And I've really enjoyed my time here at this bar. On deck 15, all the way in the front of the ship, you get the sports court area, which is a little like less than half court basketball court, but it is right in the front of the ship. So if you're on a sea day and you want to shoot around, you get some pretty awesome views from here. Unfortunately, they don't use this for any activities, so like there's no like 3-point competition or free throws. And also, don't climb on the nets, as it's painted here, net does not support body weight, which is something you wouldn't have on there if it hadn't happened at some point. On deck 16 in the front of the ship, you'll get what's known as the Solstice Deck. And man, this seems like somewhere, like if it was a little bit cooler, I would take a really good nap.
Yeah, on a sea day with good wind
and
stuff.
Lots of loungers up here. Also, you're not gonna have the noise from the pool, like the main pool area. Now you will get the basketball court, but it's a pretty nice section of the ship. One probably a lot of people miss. On deck 4, in between the casino and the main theater, there's what's called the entertainment court. And the big thing, they do a nightly game show in here every single night around, I think, 8 or 8:30.
Yep.
And they've been really fun. I think we've seen 2 out of the 3 so far, and good times. I believe there's bingo in here as well. Also in this area, you do get the future cruise vacation desk. So if you want to book a cruise while on a cruise, which will get you some onboard credit, you could do that. And there is a bar in here. This bar runs very short hours. I think it's open from about 6:30 until 10. On deck 4 is Celebrity Central, which is a theater venue. A theater venue that's really not used very much on our sailing. There's been movies in here on the evening, and I said that bingo was in the entertainment court. That was a mistake. Bingo was in here. If I wanted to go watch Black Adam tonight at 10:45, I could do so. I probably won't.
Up next, we are eating dinner in the Opus dining room. We'll show you what's for dinner on night 3. The dining room is 2 stories at the bottom. It is early and late night dining. And at the top here, it is anytime dining. We're anytime dining. I do love the chandelier here in the middle.
The menu has arrived. The left side is going to be all drinks, and the right side is going to be the evening's menu for food. Now, it's going to be some stuff that repeats every single day, like most of the starters, and then the entrees that are in the box. Molly, one of your favorite things about Celebrity Cruise Line is the dinner, where you start off with a big basket of bread, and then 3 different dips.
And the dips change per night. Some of the
Now, one thing that's nice about cruise ships, you can order as many appetizers or entrees as you want. For me on this cruise ship, the appetizers have not been my thing, so I just ordered double entrees. So we got the braised lamb and phyllo. Molly went for an actual appetizer, the butternut squash soup. For the main course, Molly got the turkey parmesan, and I got the steak and fries. The dessert menu has arrived. There is 3 dessert options for tonight. A couple that are there every single night.
For dessert, I went with the strawberry angel food cake.
Right off the main atrium on deck 4, you'll find Cellar Masters, which is the wine bar on board. Now, I'm not a big wine person, but they also have probably the best beer selection on the ship is in here. And I believe they have other drinks as well. Not like a full bar, but kind of a limited bar.
And they have 1 TV that plays sports in here.
Yes, with the audio on sometimes.
Well, 2, I should say. 1 on each side.
There's some of that beer selection there. And yep, there's that TV. We're about 2 hours away from Game 7 in the NBA playoffs, so I might hang out in here to watch my New York Knicks. Something I do like, there's an outdoor deck on deck 5. So if you want to come out here and get some fresh air, or hang out on one of these pretty comfortable chairs, deck 5 is where you want to go. Now, I will say most of it is lifeboats. There is one section here towards the middle in the atrium area where you do get like the very nice ocean views. We are at port right now in Bimini, Bahamas, but most of this deck, it is going to be big lifeboats like that. We are currently on deck 4. In the middle of the ship on deck 4 is the casino on board. And it's not the biggest casino you'll see on a cruise ship, but they do have a lot of games. plenty of very, very modern slot machines, as well as my personal favorite, the multi-game. So that's like video poker and video blackjack. And then a lot of table games as well. Molly, what are the table games here on board the ship?
Texas Hold'em, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, 3-card poker, craps, roulette, blackjack, and
Baccarat.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about the casinos on board Celebrity Cruise Line, it is a non-smoking casino. So for me, I do the occasional gamble, but I definitely don't like smoking. So it's a good one for me. Also, there is a bar, of course, with some TVs, and there's not a sports bar on the ship.
No.
So if you want to watch sports, this is probably going to be your best bet. They'll also have sports on sometimes in Cellar Masters, and I believe sometimes in the Long Club.
Mm-hmm.
On deck 12 in the front of the ship is where you'll find the spa area on board the Celebrity Reflection. Now, Molly and I were really not spa people. We did take the tour to check things out. Plenty of room to get all your massages and treatments done. There is a salon area as well, so if you want to get all done up for a formal night, that is an option for you. Now, my favorite part of any sort of spa on a cruise ship is this right here. That is the thermal suite area. This is something you could buy a pass for. I think you could buy a day pass or a length of cruise pass, and you could hang out on these stone loungers. They're heated. Those are wonderful. There's also going to be saunas and spas. I think this was a cold room. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's a cool spot. One floor above the spa is where you'll find the fitness center on board. So if you want to work off those 4 meals you had while on board the sailing, you could do that. Lots and lots of cardio equipment. It's also in a cool spot right near the front of the ship, so you do get some pretty good views. Now, the cardio stuff's all going to be on the right-hand side, and your weights and stuff are going to be in the front and the left side of that gym area. Now, I tried. I brought my gym clothes, thought about it, but you know what? With a 3-night cruise, I really just wanted to enjoy it, so unfortunately, I never made it to this wonderful gym they had. Besides filming this little segment here, one thing I think is really cool, they just give you disposable headphones to use in case you forgot yours at home, and they've got cool towels. So, man, top-notch gym here on the ship. Really nice perks.
I would say a little bit of a hidden area. We're all the way in the front of the ship on deck 12, so you get some really cool views from up here. And now it's a little tricky to get out here. You have to walk through the gym. Mm-hmm. But if you want to watch like sailing into or sailing out of a port, this is a really good spot to do so. And it'll probably be pretty peaceful. I can't imagine there's too many people coming out here. On deck 14 in the back of the ship is the Ocean View Cafe, which is the buffet on board the Celebrity Reflection. Let's go check out what is for lunch. They've got ice cream and sorbet. Ooh, look at the chocolate mint ice cream. A very, very fancy looking selection of cold cuts and cheeses. Something I really like every day for lunch, they've had a hummus buffet with a whole bunch of different types of hummus. For every meal there is a vegan station. Today it's mushroom ragu, ratatouille, tomato rice, I have no idea how to say that, and couscous. There is an Indian section of the buffet. It's got pork curry, okra curry, dal, and rice. Here's a variety of breads, including a giant loaf of bread.
Thank you.
On the carving station today, it looks really good. That is a jerk pork. The theme for the lunch today is Caribbean, so there's fish with coconut sauce, sauteed cabbage with cod, steamed potatoes, and 3-bean stew. Big giant skillet here for chicken brown stew. Rice and beans, some really good looking jerk chicken, and then pot roast. Oh, it looks like a couple different types of rum cakes, including adorable little tiny rum cakes. Ooh, and the mousse looks good too.
And I repeats over here.
Also for dessert, there is bread pudding with a vanilla sauce. There is a grill section with pork and steaks and chicken breast. It is a very, very hot day, so I'm assuming this fruit would be very popular. This is also very nice. They have a section for gluten-free, so a whole bunch of gluten-free desserts. And right next to a build-your-own salad area.
Lots of different toppings.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of stuff. This is pretty cool. They have a deli section where they'll make sandwiches up for you. And they'll even put them in the panini press. a selection of cold salads.
Oh, yours is already.
This has been one of my favorite stops at the buffet. There is a fresh pasta station, so you put whatever kind of pastas you want and they will flash cook it up for you. And then, oh man, that looks really good. Look at all that cheese on those pastas. And of course there has to be a pizza as well. The pizza will run late night at 2, so the pizza will be open until I think around 1 in the morning. That's how I finish most nights so far on this cruise ship. There is a bar in the buffet area, so if you want to drink with your meal. In the buffet area, there is a beverage station as well. And I'm a big fan of the fruit punch they have. The fruit punch is really, really good. Right now we're on deck 5, heading towards the back of the ship and towards the Ensemble Lounge. Before you get to the Ensemble Lounge, you get this hallway here, which is very interesting.
Very odd.
Yes, very odd indeed. Very like modern, wacky art.
And with this class of ship, it's something different every time.
Yeah, and it's always something wacky.
Yeah.
Now the Ensemble Lounge is a lounge that'll open in the evenings. There is normally a duo that plays in here, so a little bit of like mellower, chill music.
Mm-hmm. They sounded really good.
Yeah. Like a lot of parts on the ship, they have very good chairs in here.
They do.
Now, on the Ensemble Lounge, this is also where you would have the entrance to Michael's Club, which is a bar specifically for suite guests. Or I think if you have like 7,000 points in the Captain's Club, which is their return cruising loyalty program.
I don't think we'll ever get there.
Not a chance. And this is also where you'll find Murano, which is one of their upcharge restaurants. I believe it's their French restaurant. But I have enjoyed coming in here and listening to the duo in the big fancy chairs. Mm-hmm. All the way in the back of the ship on deck 5, you do have a couple more upcharge restaurants. And a very, very pleasant section of the ship, like this hallway. It's a pretty neat hallway.
It's pretty.
Now there's gonna be 3 different restaurants back here. One is gonna be blue, so if you're an aqua class guest, there's different classes of, depending on which stateroom you booked. And if you're an aqua class guest, this could be your dining room. So it's gonna have nicer food than the main dining room. And man, that is some weird art.
I love it.
That is, so yes, your aqua class guest, you're gonna be in here. You're also gonna have 2 upcharge restaurants in here. One on my left here, it's probably my favorite upcharge restaurant I've ever been to on a cruise ship. That is Cuisine, where they use projection mapping to map a story onto your table, where little chefs make your meal, and it is so much fun.
It's really well done. I mean, they do the projection, and then the lights go out, and then the servers come and give you your food.
It's so awesome.
Onto your plate.
Now, I will say
They have different menus every night.
Yes, but also the upcharge restaurants here, they're pretty pricey. Murano, Tuscan Grill, and Cuisine, they're all gonna be around $50 to $60. Mm-hmm. So you'll be paying a pretty penny, but man, that Cuisine is a very unique experience.
We've never eaten here. The Tuscan Grill.
Tuscan Grill, their menu looks good though.
Now, every time that we've been on the ship, this is the first time that we have not been on this class of the ship that there's not a wedding right here.
Yeah.
Usually there's a private event going on in this section because it's so gorgeous with the entry and the giant windows.
And this is another one's gonna be around $50 or $60 for taking a look at the menu here. Man, there's stuff I would really like on there, like a pork belly or beef carpaccio for an appetizer. This is an Italian themed steakhouse. It looks really good. And I love the entrance too. Really, really cool, like you're walking through a giant wine barrel. Right off the atrium on deck 5, you'll find the most affordable of the upcharge restaurants, and that is Sushi on 5. Now this one also will be open for lunch and dinner. Now Molly and I, we're not really sushi people.
We aren't.
They do have some warm items as well, so it's not gonna be all sushi here. And most of your items here are gonna be a la carte, and it's gonna be around $5 to $10 for most of the items, so it's actually fairly affordable. The main atrium has glass elevators that go all the way to the top of the ship, and in the middle, there's like kind of a big floating tree. There's both a live tree and kind of a work of art. It's a really, really neat. On deck 7 and 8 in the main atrium area, you'll find an area of the ship known as the Hideaway, which is just comfortable seating and kind of these weird bird nest kind of pods.
Great for reading.
Yeah, or if you have to get some work done while you're on board, or you just want to kind of sit somewhere cool, like look at this seat here. That is interesting. On deck 9 in the main atrium area, you'll find something known as Game On, which is something I haven't seen on a cruise ship before. They have these big tabletop computery things, and they got a whole bunch of games on here. So you can play checkers. Right now we're playing puzzles.
I'm screwed.
And it's actually really, really neat. So if you wanted to have a drink and do something different for a while, there's some of the games there. And yeah, that's really, really neat. On deck 10 in the atrium area, you will find the library on board, the Celebrity Reflection. And man, they have really nice chairs.
They do. And the pelican.
I know, I'm a big fan of pelicans, so I love the statue here in the middle. Now they have different books that you can go and read. Seems like, Molly, their shelves are not super full, right?
No, definitely not.
So I think there needs to be at least one more book. And that book, of course, is Experience the Point, the unofficial guidebook to Cedar Point, written by my good friend and a member of the staff, Andrew Hyde, back in 2007. So if you want to learn all about America's rock and roller coast, back when Top Thrill Dragster was still Top Thrill Dragster, you could do so here in the library, as we're going to leave an autographed copy here in the library. If Molly could do it. Yep. Done. On deck 6, you'll find the Celebrity Eye Lounge, which is really nothing too special. It's just a bunch of computers you can use if you want to pay the money or if you have the internet plan. Really, there's a couple main things in here that would work out well. One, they have a printer if you need to print something out. And if you like break your phone and you have the internet package, you just use these computers instead. It does look like you can buy some Apple products in here as well. For shopping on board the Celebrity Reflection, it is on deck 4 and deck 5. Deck 4 is home to what I would say is the more reasonable shops. So you'll have things like the Celebrity Logo store. We went in there and bought the cruise ship ornament. This is also where the duty-free liquor store is. They did a liquor tasting on night 1. I got to try a nice rum cream that I really like. They also have shirts and things like that in these stores. On deck 5, you have both the art gallery, which they have a lot of art on the ship, as well as the photo gallery. So if you took any pictures on the cruise and you want to buy them, this is where you would do so. Now, if you're looking for the more upscale shopping, that is on deck 5, and they have, it almost feels like a mini mall on this deck, and this is going to be your expensive stuff, your jewelry, your purses, your watches. I will say I've been surprised. Every time we pass by in the evenings, this place has been very crowded. There's always people trying on watches and people trying on jewelry. So I think on our sailing, these shops are definitely hitting their margins. Here's more of that fancy shopping. Really attractive store too. Like, this is a cool looking store if you wanted to go and spend a lot of money. Right by the casino and the shops, you've got some really weird art. Like, there's some weird art on this ship, but
there's a lot
this
of weird
might
art.
be the weirdest of the weird. On deck 15 in the front of the ship, you'll find the Camp at Sea Fun Factory, which is the kids club on board the Celebrity Reflection. On deck 15 in the front of the ship, you'll also find the X Club, which is the teen club on board. Now, obviously, Molly and I, we are not teens, so this is all we can show you over here.
Thank you.
And last but not least, 3 doors down from the atrium is our cabin. 3164, we are in an interior cabin. I think it's a really nice cabin, actually. It's big, it's spacious, pretty cool. Sometimes cruise ship cabins get way too hot.
I thought it was going to be sound, like the sound would come from the atrium.
No.
I couldn't hear anything.
You got a very, very large couch.
I could sleep on it.
There is a big closet for all your clothes. I would say if you're on a longer cruise, you might have a little bit of problem with storage. But for us, we're on a 3-night sailing, so we are not having any sort of problems. I believe there's a safe in here and a mini bar that we did not touch at all. So I do not want to get fined for any of that stuff.
You have 3 drawers.
Yeah. There's storage above the bed as well.
And then, of course, the cubbies by the nighttime.
One thing I do like, they do turn down service on Celebrity Cruise Line. So when I come on in, I've been enjoying that beverage package, and I get back to my room, there's a chocolate on my pillow. And that just puts a big old smile on my face.
You do love that.
I think the TV was okay. There's free on-demand movies, which I think is pretty cool. Nothing I personally wanted to watch, but pretty modern movies, like things that probably came out 5 months ago, are streaming for free. So that's That's nice. And of course, it wouldn't be a tour of the stateroom without showing off the bathroom. I think it's a really nice bathroom on this cruise ship.
The only problem is there is no clothesline.
Yes.
And your swimsuits on, you only have 2 hangers in the shower.
Yes,
so it doesn't really dry fast.
Yeah, there's that. But the shower is really nice. They do have shampoo and conditioner and shower gel. Sometimes you go on a cruise ship and there's just one big mystery goo to use to clean everything. But I thought the bathroom was ample. Sometimes they're really claustrophobic. This one I did not think was that bad. And, well, gotta show off the terrifying cruise ship bathroom toilet noise. Not too loud. And there we go. That'll do it for our cruise on the Celebrity Reflection. A really good time. Some information about this cruise. I think we got a really good deal on this one. We the cruise cost, per person cost, was $182 for an interior cabin. We opted for the package that was all-inclusive, so that included a beverage package and Wi-Fi for each of us. And then it was cabin costs plus all that stuff, ended up being $372 per person. Now, like with every vacation, there's going to be parts you like more and parts you don't like quite as much. We're going to start off with the good side and what we really, really enjoyed about the Celebrity Reflection. And for me, the two I think stand out the most are my 2 favorite bars, the Martini bar and the World Class bar. Lots and lots of drink selections, wonderful, fun bartenders. I spent a lot, probably too much time at both those bars throughout the 3-day adventure.
Yes, all the drinks were fabulous there. The ship is very well staffed, and they had very, very friendly crew members.
Yeah, I've been on some other cruise ships recently, and they have not been as well staffed. Where like, oh, you'll notice like, oh, there probably should be more people working here. On this cruise ship, no, did not notice that at all. I was very well staffed.
The indoor pool was really lovely. The adult-only indoor pool.
Yeah, perfect temperature in there, both water and air conditioning. We went in there 3 days of the cruise. We were in there every single day. And, yep, I miss it.
I loved it how it shaded and everything. Wasn't directly in the sun, wasn't too hot.
And they had waiter service in there as well.
They
so
did.
You could be hanging out, enjoying your beverage in the pool, and somebody would come and get you a new one. Speaking of that, excellent liquor selection on the ship. Lots and lots of different stuff, depending on whatever you're looking for. My personal favorite sipping rum is Bumbu, and they happen to have it on the ship, so I drank my fair share of that.
I really enjoyed the shows on the ship. The first night was Broken Strings. It definitely was kind of stuck in the
2016, 2017.
era when the ship was kind of made and created. However, it was very, very well done.
Yeah, I like the boy band guest entertainer show. That was a lot of fun as well.
And even the Broadway show wasn't your classic Broadway show.
That one was definitely more you than me.
Yeah.
But something more me than you. I had 2 incredible food items on this sailing. My pasta on night 1 in the main dining room, which was like kind of a beef and veal bolognese. It was amazing. And then day 2 in the buffet, the ribs they had in there, baby back ribs, were fall off the bone with a really good sauce. They were outstanding.
I am not a ribs person, but those were really, really good. One thing I quite enjoyed was the games that they had. It was tabletop games. They had like a pub night where they had ring toss, they had shuffleboard, they had mini bowling.
Mini bowling was fun.
Darts, yeah, it was things that I hadn't seen before, and I quite enjoyed it. And there was multiple times that you could do that activity just in case you missed one.
Yeah, something I really enjoyed in the ships, and one of the simple joys, there's really good chairs. There's multiple bars and multiple venues with super duper comfy chairs.
I really enjoyed a drink. It was called the Pop Fizz, I think it was.
Yes.
And it was a popsicle in champagne.
Yeah, that was
It was so refreshing.
No, I got in that adult pool. I walked past somebody. I'm like, oh, no. What is that? What are you drinking? Is that booze with a popsicle in it? And it was booze with a popsicle in it.
And the popsicles were different flavors, so it changes the drink.
I know. I wish I would have discovered that not on day 3. I wish I found that on day 1 because I would have had multiple popsicle booze. All right, a little bit of staff shout outs here for some of the people that really stood out on our sailing. Mr. Jan, who was one of the bartenders at the World Class bar, he was fantastic. Made me this incredible tiki drink that might have been too good, but it was really awesome bartender there. And we didn't get her name. We were referring to her as Yeet Lady, as she had a very, very difficult job, as she was the pool monitor at the indoor pool. and it was adults only in there, so you had to come by and yeet the kids. Also, if you brought your glass drink into the pool, she had to yeet your glass and give you a plastic cup.
Yeah. The adult pool did become kid-friendly from 5 to 7, so like during dining hours. And a lot of people did not understand that, so they kept bringing their kids.
You got a lot of languages, too, on the ship, so
Yeah.
that might be troublesome. All right, so that was the good. But unfortunately, there were some bad as well. Some things we did not care much for on the Celebrity Reflection. That internet that came with that package I bought, it was awful. Like, it took forever for anything to load. Email would take a while. No chance. I'm sure there's another package where you could stream stuff, but like this package level was really awful.
It was helpful to send messages, like during Facebook Messenger and stuff. It definitely worked there, but if you tried to do anything digital, it definitely didn't work. For me, the ship was very, very warm. Every place was pretty warm.
I noticed it a lot in the dining room.
Yes.
Where the temperature level was pretty hot. For me, a minor complaint, the movie theater's underutilized. They used it a little bit in the evening, but like, hey, that's just play movies all day long.
Yeah, it was like a useless, wasted space on the ship. For me, the lawn needs work. You can't say you're a lawn club with the grass looking pretty much dead. And I understand lawn takes maintenance. You know, we have droughts, this and that. But it looked pretty bad. And
I imagine they must get complaints all the time from like weird old dads that love their lawn and try to give them all sorts of lawn advice. A minor complaint here. With the premium beverage package that we did upgrade for like $9 a day. They give us these fancy little glass waters, and they were really difficult to open. I ended up hurting my hand by the end.
But you also requested those waters at the end.
I paid for the fancy waters. I was drinking the fancy waters.
It was annoying that the staffs were reminding us to do the survey.
And
it was a 3-day cruise. And they were reminding us on day 2 and 3.
Yeah, and I know it's a more of a Royal Caribbean problem as a whole, and how much they value those surveys, and you have to fill them out, or else you might hurt your servers and stuff like that. It's just a garbage system.
It is.
They have to annoy me to fill out a survey.
Yeah, and if you don't give them all 10s, then they technically fail the survey.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing is just. It's all garbage.
Yeah.
Because if you have a survey and then you have to be told to take a survey and give me a perfect score, then the survey itself is flawed.
Yes. And it's not there's no perfect system. There is no perfect system. There's always something that needs to be fixed. And it's not right to put that on your employees.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and there we go. That is our time on the Celebrity Reflection. I loved it. I wish I was on the ship right now. And if you have any questions about the ship, let me know in the comments section below. And thank you very much for watching this videos. If you guys didn't watch videos like this, we wouldn't be able to go on some of these cruise ships. And it's like our favorite thing to do. All right, and thank you very much for watching.